My name is Yuvia, everybody calls me Rain, and I represent Bad Bully Kartel. This all started, believe it or not, with boxing, because my husband's a boxing trainer. So we went to the gym, and one of our really good friends brought in her bully, and we just fell in love. I said, I will never pay that much money for a dog, ever. Never. Until he sent me a picture, and I said, okay, get him. That was 2015. 2016, I had my first show. We won a stud credit. 2017, I bought a female. That was my second dog that I promised I would never pay so much money for. And I still have her. She's like my ride or die. She's my bodyguard. And ever since then, I got hooked on the shows. He got hooked on boxing, on events. I got hooked on the shows. It was just fun. What keeps me pursuing this is the adrenaline of going to the shows. The rush of, are you gonna win? Are they gonna tell you your dog sucks? Are you gonna make it to the show? Because nobody has shows here, so I have to drive. I've driven 13 hours for a show, done 4 shows in a row, driven back. But I came back with trophies, and I came back with ribbons, and I came back happy. I slept in my truck. I wasn't gonna pay for a hotel. My son and I slept in my truck, and it was just happy. I don't know, the emotion of it, the excitement, it makes you happy. The challenges I deal with most are, I think, training. It was fine before because I was working nights, so I was able to train them during the day. But now that I'm working out of town, it's hard for me to train them. I'm the only one that trains them. My son, he handles them, he works them out, but nobody can train them. They don't have the patience. So me being out of town, I have to be here for the weekend, and I have to put in extra work for them to be ready. We were so close to becoming champions, and it just stopped. We couldn't do it anymore because the pandemic. The first award I got was with Brutus, my first bully. We went to a UBN show. I got second place. It was 3 dogs. I knew I was gonna place regardless, but I thought I was gonna get third. But I got second. And it's not first, but it was second. I made second out of 3, and I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, oh my God, I can actually do this. And this was without training my dog, without working, not knowing anything. That's where we won the stud credit. So that's where it started. That's when I said, I need to train. I need to train this dog, and I need to do it. And that dog was very easy to train. But then I had some hard ones, and I had our friend Damien from Happy Pets Hotel. He helped me train. He showed me how to do it. And that's how I got hooked. With Tony Touch, his first show was in Little Rock, in Arkansas. It was freezing temperatures outside. I was driving with my son. We got there, it was 4 ABKC shows. The first show I didn't place. I got very, very sad. I'm like, I didn't drive all the way over here for this. What am I doing? I was like, okay, you know what, whatever. Second, third show, I placed second out of a lot of dogs. And then 4th show, I placed first plus best male. And they gave me a lot of great tips, and it was like, okay, I'm not going home empty-handed. Then my husband's like, what do you mean? You placed first and second out of a lot of dogs. Like, that should say a lot about you and your dog. What I do with my animals on the regular basis, besides letting them sleep on the couch with me, is stairs. I have tried making that a regular every day, stairs. Work out the stairs. They do play. We have a big front yard, and they play a lot in the front yard. And my husband has a huge German Shepherd that I can't stand. And they run a lot. And then stacking. We call it working, but stacking, show stacking. We do that a lot because they get really nervous when you go to places and it's a lot of dogs everywhere. So I try to get them to lose that nervousness. Come on, we're gonna stack randomly over here in this corner. Somebody's walking by. Okay, no, chill, it's okay. You got it. Because they shake. No, he relaxes. So exercise and stacking. And then leash working, like every dog. His pedigree, he is off of Grand Champion Silver Surfer. When we bred to him, he was number 2 in the country for breeding. He got his Grand Champion status, I believe, at 1 year old, which made him the youngest one to get that status. And then his mom, she is off of Champion Yayo, which is off of Grand Champion Chumper. He has a lot of good pedigree behind him, a lot of Grand Champion blood with him. In the future, I see myself with Tony being grand champion, hopefully not far future. I see myself with 3 more dogs, and those will be my productions that I will take to shows, and they will become grand champions too. I see people talking about my dogs because they made it and they look good, not because they're good on social media per se, but because they're good on shows, they're good in the ring. That's where I see myself. Managing my kids and my dogs is very easy actually, because they're all involved. This is like a family hobby. My daughter, she's 6. Believe it or not, all the dogs listen to her. Every single one of them. She says sit, they sit. She's been teaching her own dog. She has a dog, a bully that was born on the same day as her, so she kept her. So they're best friends, and she's been teaching her tricks, lay down, sit, and she listens. And my other boys, my oldest, he's 14, he helps us grooming the dogs. He actually does a really good job. And then my 2 middle boys, they help us working out the dogs. They just run crazy and make them run too. So it's very easy handling it. Actually, they make it easy, my kids. They help us out a lot. Actually, my son, my oldest, he's 14. I was out of town and he FaceTimed me. This was 2-3 weeks ago. And he's like, Mom, there's something. I'm like, what do you mean? I think she's giving birth, our dog. I'm like, oh my God, he wasn't gonna do it. He just doesn't have the guts for it. So my son sat there, grabbed the dog, grabbed the puppies, broke the sack, helped her out for the whole 9 puppies, and takes care of them. He's actually been staying on puppy duty all night. So we have the camera and he has his phone next to him. And if anything happens, I'll call him. He wakes up, takes care of it, goes back to sleep. He's been huge help. What I would like to tell people about this is don't be afraid. Don't be afraid because you go to shows and you see a lot of guys handling big dogs and it's intimidating. Well, it's not. It's not. All it takes is a little bit of elbow grease. You just gotta train your dog. You gotta make the dog love you. You gotta make the dog comfortable with you in order to be able to handle it. Don't let social media get you discouraged. Just because somebody doesn't like your picture on social media doesn't mean you have a bad dog. Don't let social media decide what your dog is gonna look like, looks like, or just if you have a good or bad dog. It's not up to social media. At the end of the day, it's up to the judges, and you can only find out if you get in the ring. Social media is Bad Bully Kartel, Kartel with a K. Instagram the same, Bad Bully Kartel. That's it, but Bad Bully Kartel page is very active. We try to stay active. And we're going back to shows. We're going back to showing.